Yeah, they talking wild, but I'm still holding ground. Mud in my veins, let the trunk shake the town. Third coast born, truth spilling out of my soul. Bump this for the real, let the rhythm take hold. A Machiavelli production, what's Gucci, my kangaroos? Alfred's the name, Brit royalty on the trip. Sails lacerate horizon, shadows cascade quick. Boots obliterate terrain, spark flames uplift slick. Mob intoxicated banners elevate, sway low. Mobs hyped, yelling stone the crow. Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. Raise that shit, let the planet fucking know. Souls on blast, watch the fire shit blow. Down under drip, we snatch the damn show.
What's Gucci, my kangaroos? I'm
Joey.
me.
Are we not doing St. Patrick's Day?
Well, it's a little bit. There's a little bit of finning in this one. But I'm me, they're them, we're us. And this is the YouTube equivalent of Braille because people feel
us.
Okay, well,
there.
You know, at least you got the word right this time. Timing wasn't all that great. Yep. What was I gonna say? Damn it, punk. What else? Too soon. Oh, this stream, like every stream, is brought to you by Adderall. Adderall, it gives you wings.
I'm not participating in that
All
one.
right,
You're
then.
the only one
When
who
it's in
got those
stock and
wings.
available.
Not in my
I have-
contract. I'll be in my trailer. Call me when we're doing the story.
I need an equity 5.
I have wings, but just like that Super Bowl commercial, I don't drink Red Bull.
Flightless
Yeah, but you don't
birds.
fly either.
Well, now you
You
know
have
why.
useless flaps that hang off your side. Nobody
have you
likes you, punk.
You
Have
know,
you ever seen the flightless parrot? What a waste of an animal.
yeah, it's like they should just zap off those growths, huh? It should be a bullet in the water.
True. Well, anyway, so welcome back to our final episode in our Finian trilogy. We've invaded Canada, lost U.S. territory in the process. They were successful in breaking some dudes out in one of the Australian penal colonies, so that was good. That worked. That one time.
Hey, as far as that Canada thing, it's okay. We're taking it back.
True. But if nothing else, I guess we can go this as a guy named Imp. Yeah. Apparently. Can't get rid of him. He is the gonorrhea of YouTube. So now to our fate. Is it or herpes, right? Would that be better? Because you can get rid of gonorrhea, can't you?
Yeah, but herpes
Yeah.
flares up again after a while.
Yeah. Oh, and then they're like,
Herpes
oh,
is
you gotta,
permanent.
you got to wear a condom.
Given.
Whatever. It's a waste.
I like how Imp is not even defending himself
No.
at this point. He's just like, I'm not even going to talk. I'm just going to play my video game.
All right, Em.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. Let's get on
Some people
to
just aren't worth responding to. That's all.
our favorite segment. One of my favorite segments, the mailbag. And let me put up the banner real quick.
Yay.
This is a real thing.
Bag.
That's a real number. You call, you leave a voicemail, and we will play it because probably we won't have very many to play. You can also email complaints, concerns, questions to madchismo@gmail.com. And the number, but here we go.
Hold on, mailbags lit tonight. Voices from the void, out of sight. We reply to your DMs and your calls. Let's see what's up in these digital halls. No
I really like the mailbag song.
Yeah, it's good, right? No,
The
there are
hype,
no mentions of the Ottoman Empire.
it's all hype, and then it's downhill from here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we start strong and then we trail off.
Yep.
Really hard.
This was our start strong.
I mean, some of us are starting strong. Anyway, mailbag. Let's see who this is.
Hey guys, saw that you're doing a Australian episode tonight.
This is
and
Steve.
I don't know if you're aware of this. I may have never said this before, but I'm 1/10 Aussie, so I'll help you out, right? Barbie, put another swimp. Oh boy, that Aussie accent's really coming through tonight. Put another swimp on the Barbie. Foster's is Australian for beer.
We made sure to lose
That's
his
not a
information,
noise.
right?
Yeah. And there's a few other ones I could teach you, but I'm not going to because you still refuse to allow me on the show. So you do
For
not
reasons.
get my expertise in Australian customs in words. So fuck you, imp. Yeah.
And you have to explain to him that he's got to come up. Like, he needs to make his own channel, start getting content going, and
You know
then
what?
people will reach out.
I've never actually considered telling him, "Hey, why don't you do your own thing?" What are you talking about? I don't have an Australian accent.
That so very much sounded like, you remember when Culture used to use that clip of that kid that would just stumble all over his words and then he spits it out finally after like 45 seconds when he had Mad's face on it?
No, I don't remember this at all.
I
This
do.
sounds-
Seriously?
No.
Yeah.
He used it for like a year.
Yeah.
Well, we have another voicemail. It's not from Steve.
Hey, is this O'Reilly's Auto Parts? The O'Reilly's
Okay.
Auto Parts? I heard that you guys was talking about your ancestry, and I got real excited because, it was St. Patty's Day yesterday, and I was green, and I have to get pinched, but I drink a lot of green beer, and things smell and they're weird color, but I don't want to talk about that. But
Oh boy, I need to
heard
put a
you
cap
guys
on how long
were,
these can be.
working on
Don't you dare do that.
the car and the automotive. And
I
about
write
the
scripts
car
for these
blew up.
things.
I don't know. And, I just, I'm really excited to see how this story continues. Also, is that Sam Smith related to you guys singing about all the shady things that happened at the body shop?
Sam Smith?
Because I know how religious you are.
I don't know what this guy's talking about.
And so,
It's kind of weird.
Do you not know that song,
thing,
Mad?
something unholy happened. So, anyway, that's not a threat. I'm just curious. I'm a history buff. I like green beer. Anyway, can't wait to find out what happens next. Okay.
Okay.
We're talking. I'm sorry.
All right. I didn't hear the threat, but no, thank you. All right, we got one more. Let's see here. I haven't listened to any of these. I really need to start. I need to start screening some of these.
Yeah,
saw that
Mad
phone
does
number
not
on your
vet
show.
these.
No. Why would I? I trust you guys.
What do you mean, us guys?
I'm talking to the audience.
I'm just callers.
I saw that phone number on your show, and I called it. What am I supposed to do now? Is this like a question line? Can I ask questions? I'm going to ask questions. My question is, who are all these people you keep talking about? Are they your friends? They sound pretty cool.
Oh, okay. Let me stop because I'm going to try to answer this question as we go along. What people? The people in history? Not our friends.
I mean, maybe he doesn't.
Not
He
Canadians.
doesn't sound like a highly intelligent human being.
He sounds, and take no offense, punk, he sounds like a Muppet.
I'd like to make some friends. Some roommates, but I wouldn't exactly call either of them friends. I'm pretty sure one is just trying to get me to do stuff that puts me in the hospital, and the other one is going to leave as soon as he can. You guys want to be my friends? That'd
No.
be pretty cool.
No.
If you be my new friends. I could come over and we could eat candy and play games and stuff. Well, all right. We're friends now. I'm
No.
on my way over. I'll probably be a while since I'm not allowed to drive. But I'll see you soon. Bye.
Okay, well, whatever state made the decision to take away his driver's license, 100% good job. That's a great call. To never eat candy with a guy that sounds like that.
At least he didn't ask for popsicles.
My God. Let's go. 18 more subscribers. Wait, really? That doesn't sound real.
He's on.
Oh,
your
you're
old
on the wrong channel. Yep. On the wrong channel.
Now go watch it on Mad's new channel.
I was like,
Yeah,
wait
Mad's
a
new
minute,
channel.
Mad's new channel already passed us up. This is some bullshit.
I probably should put the link for the new channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if only I had mods that could do these things.
Are you streaming on both channels right now?
Yeah, because I figured, I mean, maybe, it'll work a little bit better than ignoring the other channel completely and nobody knowing about this one.
That explains why when I tried to open up the YouTube window and I got the wrong chat and nobody was talking.
Now pin it, Mad.
I can't
Oh,
do
you're
it
trying
from
to do everything from
StreamYards.
back here, aren't you?
Yeah. Can you pin it for me?
Mods can't pin.
God. All right, well, fuck it. We'll just
I'm
keep
not
posting
even
it.
a mod, so there's not shit I can do for you.
Well, I can't do that from StreamYards. Can you make him a mod, Brahma?
Mods
Who
can't
are we
make
making
mods.
mods?
Oh my god. I don't know why I try to do this. If it wasn't for you guys, I would never try to do YouTube again.
You're welcome.
You're talking to the chat.
I'm not
right?
sure if that was.
You're in the wrong chat, Tina. So no, that's why. I can tell because I wouldn't make. Wait, hold on. Do I like women on the new one?
On the new
yes.
one, you do.
I mean, oh yeah, Tina, I would make you a mod on the new one, of course. I love women.
I think you got to prove why this one's gonna do better than the last one.
It's not.
And
You
technically,
pretend?
yeah, Tina already is a mod.
Oh, okay.
What kind of synergy are you leveraging to develop the best possible value proposition for your audience?
I'm not using copyrighted music, so maybe if I ever reach monetization eligibility, nailed it, I will be able to actually get monetized.
Oh, nice. Slender popped his head up in the chat and muted for 5 minutes.
Wow.
See what happens when you give mod powers to the worst people alive?
Yeah, no,
I've had mod powers for 3 years.
You've been the worst person alive as long as I've known you, Brahma.
I was about to say, Slender's
True.
point doesn't
Worse
change
than
any
him?
The one time he talks, you want to interrupt him. Go on, Imp. We're all listening.
I was just going to say, the length of time you've had the mod powers doesn't change Slender's point.
True.
Slender's the only person I've ever booted.
From this channel that we know of.
Correct.
And that's
As I
technically
usually am.
and technically correct is the best kind of correct, right?
Yes.
That's right.
Okay, I've added modders. I've pinned messages. There. All right. Are we ready now? We got all that out of the way?
Hey, if you get monetized, and you have a big channel, the what ifs, you could call them like matters modders, right?
Oh, I have been placed in timeout by the owner of this video or a moderator.
A moderator. If I could undo you in timeout, I would.
4
It
more
will
minutes.
not let me do it. But I did make you a mod, though, so you won't be able to be timed outed again.
And then the message that you pinned is the one without the link to the new channel.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing, brother. I can't be monetized on the other one. They will not monetize me on that one, so I'm having to start all over. I don't know. I can't tell from in here. You're on the right one. Good Lord, so
You're
many
on the right
things
one, McCracken.
going on. All right, are we ready?
Sure.
Are we?
I
Have
think
we
we've
gotten
been
through?
ready for a while now.
Have we fixed everything? We're good to go.
Good to go.
All right. As long as we're comfortable with the mods we have and everything is good. All right.
I mean,
So-
I'm not comfortable with the mods we have because one of them is Brahma.
I was here first.
He was. Was he? I mean,
Mr. Grant Gregory is actually the first subscriber.
He's not in here.
He's supposed to be at some point.
He did pop into the chat.
Apparently, we're doing a story about
was he in?
uncle or something.
Was he in the right chat though?
Yeah.
Not the one that's just short of being monetized.
Said, can't believe you're doing an episode on my great grandfather.
What, really? Wait, no, is he fucking with me?
Probably.
Grant would never.
With Grant, you can't tell. It's a 50-50 proposition.
The silence.
Yeah, that's usually when the reader starts to read.
I was just saying it for all right. In the 1860s, Australia was feeling a bit sad because no one from the royal family would come down to visit. For years,
Yeah, it's a
Australia.
penal colony.
Right?
Why would you come visit?
Oh, let me go to a country full of criminals.
I'd
By
like
the way,
to tour this open air jail.
by the way, Brahma,
My family put there.
I know you're really enjoying your smoke, but if you could just puff a little further away from your mic.
Is it picking it up? Doesn't usually
I
do
was,
that.
oh yeah, I was wondering who
yeah.
that was. I was about to be like Slender. I know that you're having trouble with Lent, but it's all right. So
I got a
Australia,
fume.
Oh yeah, I
So-
heard theirs work great, right? It's like air.
Flavored
I mean,
air.
it's better
Fantastic.
than nothing. But
I'm glad you
only
guys bought it.
just.
I was so close to ordering, but I forgot what it was called. I'm glad I
That's
did.
what happens when you watch Count Dacula late at night.
It's true. That is
Just
where
like
I
watching
found
the
it.
Home Shopping Network.
Oh, I was watching a UFC thing channel. What's it called?
UFC.
No, MMA on point. That's where I saw it. Anyway, what? Hold on now. Oi,
It's Greg Gregory.
what's Gucci, my kangaroo?
Hello.
Olo.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about the freaking
Things that'll kill you on
yeah.
in Australia.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well,
All right,
Don't
so
they have those snails that'll like stab you in the foot and you'll die instantly?
what the fuck? Do they really?
No, they won't kill you. They've just got a neurotoxin in it that's considered the second most painful thing that you'll ever feel.
Right, and
Just
if you step
only the
on one,
second
it's
most
usually while you're in the water, and since
Yeah,
the
it's a
neurotoxin
water-based
paralyzes you, you fall to the water and drown.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't paralyze you. It's the pain that stops people from moving. There's no actual paralyzing agent in it. It's just the sheer amount of attacks on your central nervous system that causes people to seize up and drown.
I feel like that's what we call a distinction without a difference.
Right? That's like, oh no, the fall didn't kill him. The ground did.
Distinct, yeah, because no, you're.
They got all the horrible shit down there.
So, Mr. Grant Gregory, when royal family members don't visit, does it make Australians sad?
No, we
'Cause
kind
that's
of
what I've been-
encourage it in this day and age. Because yeah, I mean, let's just say last time we had a big royal come for any extended period of a time, our population went up. So
Well, may you talk a little bit about your? So this is your great grandfather?
allegedly.
Allegedly. Interesting.
Well, let's get going with the story.
All right. So, for years, Australia had been begging for someone to come down from the royal family, and the lack of the visit made the country feel illegitimate. In 1867, Queen Victoria decided to finally arrange a visit, and she sent Prince Alfred, her second son, who was 23 years old at the time.
Oh, Batman! I no longer can be your butler. I have to make a trip to the penal colonies.
You know, if a judge put me in prison, I would definitely start filing some complaints if he didn't come to visit at least once a month, or every so often.
You went.
When asked what his dream was, Alfred said it's to go to Australia and sit at a tiny cafe and just see and see a Finian across the way, and they wouldn't say a word. They would just nod, and then he would get up and walk away.
Just nod and salute with your cap.
Good day, Mr. Wayne. I can't do a whatever his name is.
Michael Caine.
Yeah, that's the one.
Some people just want to watch the world burn.
Okay.
Hey, Mr. Wayne.
You just got to say my cocaine with a British accent. You can say his name.
Michael Caine. Oh yeah.
My cocaine.
Yeah.
No, don't bring in British accent. Okay, I've been working on Australian all day.
A.
Hey,
Got it.
Oh, that actually got me.
So Queen Victoria called him, for this is Prince Alfred, clever and odd, making him very capable of visiting Australia.
He's clever but odd.
He was not the heir to the throne. His older brother was next in line, so Alfred was just the spare in case his brother died.
At
The
that
insurance
time,
policy.
you had to have one.
So he was the Prince Harry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
I honestly, in this time period, because this is like mid 1800s, why even name your kid until they're at least 12? It should be your naming day, like when you make it to 12, because at least then, okay, he has like a 30% chance of making it to 25.
I mean, I
We
know
wasted the good name on the one that died at 4.
Exactly.
But
I mean, I know there are third world countries that still let the kid live a year or two before they name him, but that's pretty extreme there, Mads.
But wasn't it just last week or the week before that the parents kicked the kid out to go work at the
When he
newspaper
was
at
11?
age 10 or 11?
Yeah. O'Reilly. Yeah.
O'Reilly.
Auto
So-
parts.
Let your boss name you when you turn 12. We don't want to be a part of it.
So as a young man, Alfred joined the British Navy and rose through the ranks quickly. I'm sure nepotism wasn't involved at all. He was a lieutenant by 19 and a captain commanding his own ship, the HMS Galatea, by 22.
So by 22, like he's
all on his own, Slender, with no
Yeah.
nepotism, no.
You think he
nothing.
would sing Galatea, Galatea, Galatea?
Bromadeus.
Mama, ooh, I just want to be king.
Yeah.
I'm so confused at the number of songs that are being mixed together right
Doesn't matter. It all worked.
Punkwater was
I-
starting with Amadeus.
Yeah, it's all about.
it ended with Lion King.
Yeah.
Mads
Was
name
that
should
Lion
be
King
a
or was
post-
that Queen?
I thought it was
Okay.
I just can't wait for the king.
Right. It started as queen, but then I went into I just want to be king
That's what I
halfway through. It's called a remix, Slender.
It's a remix to Ignition. I mean, we
Yeah.
know that.
Now, normally I don't do this, but
Why do I do this show every week?
You know, by the way, Matt, there's a gold mine in just re-recording R. Kelly songs because no one will play them right now. But they were all hits. So if you re-record them so that people could play it because you haven't done the bad things he did.
oh
could
man,
make-
you know what? I would start with Gotham City.
I was going to say you could remix songs, but do it from the perspective of the midget hiding in the cupboard.
Mad's in the closet.
Oh man,
Is it time
I
to come
do Contagious. Hell yeah, with Mr. Biggs.
So
That
An
may be too deep
interesting-
of a cut for some of y'all.
So an interesting anecdote about Prince Alfred. In 1863, King Otto of Greece was deposed, and Greece needed a new king. See, normally when you depose a king, you immediately want to get a new one, apparently.
Right,
So-
yeah.
And the country voted 95% in favor of offering Alfred the role of their king in Greece.
So they hadn't met him yet.
They hadn't even met him. But
But he was the
upon-
captain by the age of 23. So, I mean,
So
his
this
resume
was,
speaks for itself.
yeah. So Queen Victoria, hearing of this, refused to send her son to be king of Greece. Instead, she made him Duke of Edinburgh and Earl of Ulster and Kent in
Oh,
1866.
Are those equal positions?
Earl and Duke.
Yeah, but it's king of what was it? Greece?
Greece?
Yeah. So it's not like king of England or anything. It's Greece. My God, look at their their
I
economy.
was going to say their economy was actually pretty good back then.
I mean, you can get all the heroes that you can eat.
Well, it was a man named Otto, not the Ottoman Empire, right?
No, it was.
I don't encourage
Don't
him.
answer that
You
one.
let him in, Mad. You let him
No,
in.
like either one of you. Don't encourage him to talk about the Ottoman Empire, and don't encourage Punk to make those jokes.
Wait a second. You know the Ottoman Empire is very relevant to the current conversation.
Not
because
even
the
close.
reason-
They've never been to Australia. Moving on.
but it goes to the fact that Greece, would have they would have been.
Man. Oh, you left the door open, Mad.
See
Why
what you
did
did,
you
Punk?
leave this in the
You can put this
story?
on me.
You know,
Fine. I'll just
learning
move
the
on
lore
to
as I
Alfred. I'm just going to move on because it's important for you to know that Alfred was also a stamp collector and played the violin very poorly. In fact, he was
Amen.
described as abominable when it came to playing, but he would have people over for dinner and make
He's like
them
a
listen to his playing afterward.
Oh, I hate that dude. You go over and he's like, what's this guitar doing here? Well, I guess I'll play a little something, something. Have you ever heard, what is it? Simple Man by
It's like I
By Leonard
can
Skinner.
I can see in your face that you want to hear "Stairway to Heaven."
That's
Like,
like
I've been
that
working
motherfucker
on
at
this one. It's
Severance
called
who invited
Wonderwall.
everybody over and was
Oh
like,
no, it's
I'm gonna read
Wonderwall.
my book now.
It's Wonderwall, and then followed up by Hotel California, and then The Night Never Ends.
Okay,
And then
Slender
he's
can
like,
back me up on this one because in the barracks there was always that one dude that would play Simple Man by Shinedown. Was that who it was?
Well, it was
Dude,
Leonard
that
Skinner
one dude-
originally, but Shinedown redid it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
He
version
would
we all
bring
knew.
his guitar out to the smoke deck and hope
Yep.
that somebody would give a shit that he could play the fucking thing.
except when when it's in the Navy, someone's like, "Hey, who wants to listen to me play the wreck of the Edmunds Fitzgerald for the next 3 hours?"
I'd rather hear that.
Yeah, then the same 3 songs with the same 4 chords over and over again.
Yep.
Sung
Yep.
out of tune.
Well, all pop songs use the same 4 chords.
So,
Yeah, but I
so-
don't have to hear him every fucking night on the smoke deck.
Oh, you don't even know
How did
like
they-
the 45, the staring at the barrel. You can't even play that one now, man. It's Simple Man. That's it.
How do you pass up the chance on the smoke deck to play Smoke on the Water? And it's almost the easiest song you could ever possibly play.
Oh yeah, well, the first like 4 notes
Oh,
are yeah.
No,
Dun,
this isn't
dun,
like the smoke
dun.
deck on the ship. I don't think they'd let him have a guitar on the ship. Where the fuck would they store it?
Oh, that's a good point.
This is like in schools or at barracks on base.
Yeah. Like in Garrison.
I might go grab my guitar strings. They just wanted me to play something.
And the smoke deck is usually like a little gazebo with benches, so they
Yeah.
would just like hang out on the smoke deck. They never had their own fucking cigarettes either. They always wanted to
Oh.
bum yours.
Dude, we had a sergeant major that was like, no, I'm quitting, but can I get one? And would just bum from privates all the time. What private's gonna be like, hey, sergeant major, maybe you should buy your own shit? Nope.
How
I
about you
can name
fuck
one
off,
who
Sergeant
would.
Major?
As Private Machismo, because he respected authority and never talked back in his life.
Okay,
'Cause
I
that was his-
tried. I tried really hard not to. But
Like,
sometimes
yeah.
they would say dumb shit.
And the sergeant major would be like, "Private Mad, get over here," because that's what he
That-
called him, because that was his
Because
name.
it's my name.
And he'd be like, "Son, are you disrespecting me?" And you'd say, "No, Sergeant Major, I'm providing the appropriate amount of respect for the request you made."
Where are we at? What is he doing now? He's a duke.
Yeah, so he's the Duke and an Earl, and he plays the violin abominably.
Right.
And with all that information, we now know why the Queen decided Alfred would be the one who went on the royal tour, because if he went away, would he be missed? No,
No.
he would not. So he left Plymouth, England in January 1867 on the Galatea, the ship he was the captain of. And his planned visits included Gibraltar, Brazil, the Cape of Good Hope, and then Australia. This was the first ever Royal World Tour.
That's
Austra-
that's really a weird way of going about it.
What,
yeah, right. Brazil.
No, because you go to get to Australia at the time, you would go around the Cape of Good Hope in South America and head to the Pacific. If you
But
start
that
in the
might do.
Atlantic. No, that was the official way of doing it at the time. I think they
I thought
still
the
do
Cape
it that
of Good
way.
Hope was Africa.
No, that's
Is that South
the
America?
horn. Cape Cod.
No.
No.
Double checking.
Nope.
The Horn of Africa is there?
Yeah, South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Not
South
bringing up
Africa?
a map at all.
But there is a
That is
cape. There is a
pretty
cape
sure-
associated with the tip of Africa, though. I don't know which one it
That's
is.
the Cape of Good Hope.
Let's take us to Cape of Good Hope.
I'm
I don't
looking
know
at
what
it on the
South
map.
America is, though.
I don't know. At this point, didn't they also own India? Shouldn't he have also stopped in India?
Oh, good question.
Probably
That
should
place
have.
stinks, dude.
Yeah, but if you're taking a ship from
Oh, you know what? I see why. Yeah, because you would go between Africa and South America. So you hit up Brazil, you hit up the Cape whatever, and then you make your way to the Indian Ocean into Australia.
yeah, so I would have thought
Once
they would
again,
stop.
proving-
wide swing.
Well, once again, proving the Earth is flat. Moving on.
Well, you go that waxing curve and then the waning curve.
So this
If you go in a
this is-
straight line, you're actually sailing in a circle.
So what Matt is saying is that like the actual proof of the conspiracy theory of the flat Earth is Prince Alfred's route during the
He
royal
was
tour.
so important. Not enough people talk about how important he is.
If the Earth was round, Alfred wouldn't have goddamn done the thing. You go this way to this way to this way. He had
Can
to
you believe
stay
that NASA and Elon used that AI video of the thing crashing down into the ocean today with all the people in it? We know that didn't happen.
I thought they just hung it up like high from
Dude.
the firmament and just dropped it.
Not to distract from the main story too much, but Twitter has been ablaze with the flat earthers lately.
I know, so
Yeah.
awesome.
That's where that came from.
They just will not shut up about this shit.
I
Like I
love
saw
it.
the one where the ship docked with the space station, and all it was in my feed was flat earther, flat earther, flat earther. They're like, lol, so fake. Lol, look at this Star Wars shit. Where to AI generate a video, Elon? I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
I honestly really am going to try to get Flat Earth
You gotta get
Dave.
Poe.
Well, no, I want Flat Earth Dave. I want like somebody up high because I have questions, not even science questions. I don't know science for shit.
You probably
true.
shouldn't invite some of us if you're gonna try and get that.
No, it definitely no.
I won't be able to take him serious, and
Look,
I won't be able
maybe
to
a
have any respect
one-on-one.
for him.
Yeah, it's gonna be a one, maybe Imp because you know.
He's not
He'll
gonna
just
say
sit
anything
there.
anyway.
Yeah.
Until he explodes.
Imp's less of a panelist and more of a statue that you put in the panel.
Yeah, he
it looks
has
nice.
the backstage pass. Like he's behind the stage listening to the band rock out.
Still trying to figure out why I put up with you people.
I don't either.
I've been trying to figure it out too. Imp, I feel you.
We should put Imp in charge of the dump button so he can just every now and then hit it and get rid of 10 seconds of bad joke.
I don't.
I
like
wish
that
we could
idea,
have got
not
rid of
one
the
bit.
last 10 seconds of you speaking.
Exactly. That's why we need a dump button.
I feel like Imp would dump the whole show.
All right, so he's going around the Cape of Good Hope.
All right, so now at this point we're back
Stay on
cutting to
target.
Australia. Australians were thrilled when they heard Alfred was coming. They wrote poems such as "Sing."
Well,
greet
hold
him
on
with-"
now. Hold on. If you're going to, if this is an Australian quote, I believe the rule is you have to do it in the appropriate accent.
I was willing to do Irish. I can't do Australian.
You
But we
didn't
have
watch
an
the two
Australian-
videos?
I mean, I sent videos to help with this. Okay.
Do you think that it helps me? I tried. Doesn't work.
He sent you training videos and you still couldn't do it?
See, the defeat in his voice makes me think that he actually did try. And he said, "I try."
All right, if we can cut to the Australian reading the quote from the private chat, it would probably be far more effective.
I think I have this picture in my head now of Chad standing in front of the mirror and being like, "You fucking failure. You'll never do an Australian accent. I hate you."
It's Foster's. Foster's is Australian for beer.
Yeah, it may have been like a reenactment out of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Leonardo DiCaprio.
He looks in the mirror. "Good day, mate." No, that sounded like shit. Damn it.
Put
Why
another
they call it
shrimp on
It's
the
a prawn.
Barbie.
It's a prawn. God damn it.
They're all gonna know you're a fraud.
That's not a knife. I mean, that's not a knife.
That's not a knife. Oh no, why'd I pronounce the K?
The K is silent. Damn it! In every language.
I'm
Or
falling
English.
apart so bad I can't even do real English anymore.
Why the fuck is it called a wallaby? What is it anyway?
All right, so this is a stay on target to a poem
on-
somebody wrote.
Yeah, this is a poem written for Prince Alfred's visit. If
Is this for Mr. Grant Gregory to read?
he's willing.
Sure. So it says, sing greeting with songs that welcome right, hardy ye festive throng. The son of our queen who visits our coast, son of old England, each true Britain's boast, loudly sound our trumpets, doubly beat your drums. Sounds gay. Cannons while you thunder, the royal sailor comes. Oh yeah, he came a lot.
Wow. So this was after O'Reilly
That was a perfect delivery. I truly believed that was an
Well done.
Australian reading that poem.
By the way, this had to be after O'Reilly left the continent because the poetry.
If
You
I
can see the
remember,
dip.
no, if I remember the dates right, O'Reilly should be incarcerated at this very time in Australia.
Ooh,
Because
another
wasn't
connection.
it? Didn't he break out in like 1868 or 1869?
I mean, you read it.
Maybe the poet
Well, it was
visited him in
1867 when he
prison
got
and
over.
got a punch up.
Punch.
That's why they kept him incarcerated. So this was published in the paper, and they made preparations in every major city. Alfred also brought a personal painter with him to discuss art and paint pictures of the trip.
You got to have that guy.
Personal painter.
Yeah.
But the trip on the Galatea did not go well. Who knew that the
American
captain at
royals-
age 22 might not have been qualified?
It's
Did
that
he
way
reach the ground?
someone just bringing a camera phone with him now. He just
right?
bought
Like, yeah, it's the equivalent of a selfie stick.
yeah.
Yep. So first there was an outbreak of typhus on the ship. Then on one evening, the ship's cook fell overboard.
Well, typhus. What is typhus for those in the chat that may not know?
Isn't it a fever?
It's a deadly disease.
Yeah,
Right.
It's not a good one. I'll look it up and give you the.
I believe,
a group of infectious diseases caused by bacteria that are spread to humans by fleas, lice, or chiggers.
Ooh, man,
Um,
chiggers suck.
Marine
Chiggers.
typhus is caused by rickets typhi and spread by infected fleas. Symptoms typically appear 1 to 2 weeks after exposure and may include high fever, headache, muscle aches, chills, rash, nausea and vomiting, confusion, or delirium.
For the record, I think Grant was going to bring this up too. I believe it's chigas.
Yeah, chiggers. Yeah, you don't have to go hard R on it.
Yeah.
I was not trying to go hard R. I was trying to go hard CH on that one, so that everybody heard the CH.
Oh, unlike what Chad did. What was it? Chad was trying to pronounce something in. Was it last week? Oh,
Was it
something like-
Niger? Was he trying to say Niger?
No,
George!
I don't. I
Hey,
do.
Doug.
Hey,
Hey,
George.
George.
That is
Wrong
no,
channel,
I don't.
George.
Oh, man.
All I can think in my head is chigga,
Like
I don't
chia
know why
pets.
that bothered me.
because you don't want to grow bacterial infection disease, right?
Well, you know what them chiggers are like when they get around together.
Oh, you gotta. I would be more concerned about a typhoid Mary.
By the way, it's not the listen when you have a fatherless home like the Chiggas have in the
Oh,
grass.
man.
Oh,
Man.
What?
Man, I'm
30-20
gonna cut
rule.
this. I'm
Wait, what
gonna
is it?
cut this stream off.
What's the rule?
Oh, chigger, please.
All we're saying is a lot of Chiga's dads go out for milk and never come back.
Look,
Oh,
80% of typhus is caused by 20% of Chiggas on a ship.
Mad.
Oh
You know that was all the result of the CIA sending those things into their community.
You really shouldn't say that to Matt. He's
Typhus?
chigger adjacent.
Oh, wait, that doesn't make sense. You're already in that one.
See, now I gotta look this up because I don't even know what a chigger is.
Did you say? Hold on, Matt. Did you send the link to George in
Shut
the wrong
up.
channel?
Doesn't matter.
Yes.
I'm
He
putting
did
it in
put
both
it
now.
in his new channel.
Oh, they look like ticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
They're
my
like-
hood.
Like you
Yeah,
roll
that-
around in the grass and you get 1,000 invisible bites.
And they get the little red dots. Like, have you
Yep.
ever gone camping as a kid? You just like, oh, I got bit by chiggers this weekend.
If you use
I'm exiting out that window. That thing's gross.
if you use the not the nail polish, what is it? The stuff that gets off the nail polish.
Clear
Remover?
Nail polish remover?
Acetone.
Nail polish remover. Yeah.
Yep, that's the one. You got to put it there, like on like the tracks of the chicas, and it's like supposed to do something. I can't remember. It doesn't
So
matter.
you
Anyway, we
shake
can
that
move on.
acetone near the chiggers and they leave?
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Pretty
big
much.
up.
You would think you would think the shaking of the acetones would attract more chicas.
Okay, Punk's back in. He's won me over again.
When they're on ships and everything, they used to like hang out with berries and like fruits, and that was a problem when you used to store a lot of watermelon because that would be, they'd like hang around that for a bit.
Yeah, but do you want chiggers or scurvy?
Why not
We can.
both?
You know what? I think we've drained the water from this rock. We can.
We can still squeeze blood from this
All right,
stone,
so
I promise you.
Hey,
It is
Boost,
kind of
hope
what
you're on
we're
the
known
right channel.
for.
All right, so as we were left off, the cook had also fallen overboard.
Oh yeah, the cook. That's right. Man overboard. If only there was
he
some
was
type
attacked
of
by chiggers, and he had to dive over the side to get away.
maybe if he would put more seasoning on his food.
Wait, could he swim?
I'm just picturing these little bugs. Why do y'all got any hot sauce on this bitch?
George, we're doing it every Tuesday night, and I've been keeping it going. Haven't missed a single Tuesday, and I would love for you to come on.
All right, so regarding the cook, Alfred was very upset and was apparently quoted as saying, "Had I been there, I would have gone overboard with him. I fear I will not find another cook like him."
That's the same thing Obama said.
They didn't even find
There's
him.
no
They
parallel.
just, oh shit, we lost our cook.
Right, like you would think there would be some kind of protocol for when a man goes overboard. You would have
I wouldn't know
something.
what that would be though. I wouldn't
Yeah,
even know
like
what
you
to
ring
say.
a bell, you yell "man overboard." The
Yeah.
ship
Wait,
immediately
hold
pulls
on.
a 180.
Does maybe he liked Colin Hay too much?
And he's out.
Oh,
If you're
So-
keeping track, we should have a scoreboard.
Colin Hay, he's the lead singer of Men at Work. He had the song "Overboard" that they played on Scrubs season 6.
If
or
you
something.
keep explaining it, it just
Yeah.
makes it worse.
I'm
Yeah.
legit.
As the Australian here, I understood it, but I knew they wouldn't, so I was not going to save you on that one. Just like
I was gonna mention that Grant would be the only one, but clearly, Punk's no Superman.
Oh
going
man,
timeout.
What? What?
you're gonna.
I'm no Superman.
That was the scrub. See, he's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to scrub. That was see, Punk Waddle. I'm going to explain the joke. It'll work. See, that was a quote from the Scrubs theme song, so it made it funny in reference to what you were saying.
it was
It was-
also technically a callback too. So
Yep.
Nice
Can
riff.
we get back to the story?
Yeah. So the prince was supposed to first arrive in Perth, but he sailed past it with no explanation.
Sorry. They got me.
okay, so you got to understand that's the equivalent of sailing past the entire East Coast, from like Canada to freaking Mexico.
And
That's
then
what
he
he
was
means.
like, then his wife came up on deck and was like, "Where's my purse?"
But we just totally like went over the whole. Like he didn't even care about the cook as a person. It was just his
skill
his
set.
quality of food. That's what he
Do
missed.
you care about
Well, yeah,
your
that's what a
dinner
cook
when
is
you
for.
break the screen on
Matt,
it? No, nobody.
Matt,
does.
you've watched like Downton Abbey? You know that all the servants were good for was whatever their associated task was to the
Yeah, you know me.
to the nobility.
I'm a Downton Abbey head.
I know you have watched it. Don't lie.
I've never seen a single.
Shredda didn't watch
Frame
it.
of it.
Make
No.
you watch it.
If
God,
it was
no.
called Downton Detroit, he might have watched it.
Okay, well, one Shredda lost her privilege of picking movies or TV like 7 years ago. She's been on probation this whole time, and every once in a while, I'll be like, okay, you get to pick the movie, and then she picks something horrible, and she's right back to being banned. By the way, you should all implement that rule. Give them one chance, And if they fail, they lose that privilege, and you get to pick everything from then on.
Wait a second. I realized what happened with him not getting to Perth now after this conversation. He must have had his wife or female companion with him, and she couldn't see in 4K, so they didn't know they were sailing past Perth.
Well, I brought this up before. I don't think people could see in color at this point.
Who only had sepia tones.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the TVs from back then, obviously.
Right?
Have you been seeing many TVs from the 1860s?
Well, the paintings.
Did the paintings have color?
They added it later.
Because when you recorded them on the TVs back then.
I don't know if that voice break was intentional, but that was funny.
Anyway, where are we at? The cook is
Are we
gone.
wailing here?
Went
So
past
the cook has died. He sailed past Perth and didn't even say anything. And in a local Perth paper, they just wrote, "We shall never speak of this." I mean, because like Grant said, if you're a region that large and the prince like doesn't stop, it's like, we don't really want to know what happened. We're just going to pretend he didn't see us.
Sorry, your food isn't good enough. We've got to get a cook at the next stop. We're not stopping at your place.
So his next scheduled location,
because Perth is one of 3 places people know in Australia. Is Brisbane, Sydney, and Perth, right?
Is it pronounced Brisbane or is it Brisbane?
Brisbane.
Like
Brisbane. No, you had it right.
Thank you.
That's
And
it,
Melbourne.
though, right? Like they're no
Melbourne, yeah.
Never heard.
Oh
of
yeah,
that
Melbourne, yeah.
Adelaide.
Yeah,
Celebrate.
that's all.
I think we had
Yes.
Adelaide in our story
Yeah.
last week. That's the only reason I know
and
of.
Adelaide is the next location they were
Celebrate.
sailing to.
I thought it was
Adelaide is the
mostly
place that has
just,
more serial killers than any other place per capita.
That's
Is
true.
this because of Prince Alfred?
Well,
I don't
it's
know.
a
I
penal
don't
colony.
remember if he stopped there. No, Adelaide never was.
Oh, okay. that's
In
interesting.
fact,
all
that
of
may
Australia was a penal colony.
that we're actually. Hey, stop skipping ahead. That may be a point that we cover within the story.
Oh,
So his next scheduled location to arrive was Adelaide, but
Grant,
no one,
stop talking about your history. We're
Yeah,
talking about your history.
Yeah.
but no one knew the exact day he was going to arrive. So men were stationed in lookout towers along the coast, watching for the Galatea. On October 29th, word spread that the ship had been seen. So the people rushed to the water with fireworks and rowboats to meet it. But it was a false alarm, and everyone went home, including the lookouts. And that's when the ship actually. So that's when the ship did arrive, with no one there to greet it.
That's
it
such a
anchored-
sitcom.
It anchored overnight, and in the morning, 5 fishermen who had skipped work were there, and they were told to tell the city the prince had arrived. Eventually, they did.
Yeah, the fishermen were like, "Yeah, I don't give a shit."
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Let me just finish my beer.
But
I skipped work
you're
for
talking
this.
right. You're talking about guys that skipped work to go fish. You think they're really going to be concerned with letting people know? One, they're going to have to go tell their boss.
How did you know
Hey,
that
brother.
the prince was here? Oh, I was skipping work.
So
I
that's. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I guess it's just a age-old pastime. Men just gone fishing, you know. Screw this, I'm out.
Well, I mean, their job was fishermen, and then they skipped work
Wait, was
just to
it-
fish.
Oh my god!
Yep.
Who skips work to go do what you do at work? That would be. They'd be like, "Oh, I'm an accountant, but I'm going to skip work because I want to do my taxes."
I was just about to do the same example, and I thought, no, Matt won't do that one. He'll have a better one.
So I'm
I
going to
know.
point out that in the story, we didn't actually say they skipped work to fish, but that's okay. They were 5 fishermen who had skipped work, so they were around the docks, probably engaging in drinking. But
Apparently, Nick is stream sniping us right now.
oh, okay,
Nobody
All
say
right.
a word.
all right.
Okay.
So
Not saying anything anymore.
But Chad's still talking.
Chad can talk.
Okay.
all right. So after the fishermen notified all the population of the city that the prince had arrived, the people did rush to the shore with reception committees, and at that point the prince came ashore and big ceremonies followed. Australian papers were thrilled. The Argus wrote, and if this is a quote, if our Australian can say it authentically.
This is the beginning of a new era in the history of the world. From today, the eyes of the world will be on Australia as it welcomes its royal guest.
Whoops.
Sorry, we used all the fireworks yesterday. We thought you arrived then.
Oh, there's still some left, I guarantee.
So, but one public voice was not thrilled. The Freeman's Journal, run by Irish Catholics,
Oh no!
There they are.
which said,
So you thought I wasn't going to show up on this one?
a pleasure cruise with a young Anglo-German gentleman, the son of a sovereign who had done nothing in particular to win the gratitude of Australians.
Oh, he burnt them good with that one, lads. By the way, no cap. You know what I mean? Where's the lie?
True
statement.
That's true. So convicts had not been sent to Melbourne, Sydney, or Tasmania for some time, and prison transport ships were beginning to wrap up completely. However, Adelaide was a city that never started as a penal colony and had always been made up of free settlers, and therefore thought themselves better than other cities in Australia.
As one does.
And that still holds true, right? Grant, Adelaide, they're kind of stuck up.
Yeah, it's more so Melbourne now. Melbourne's taken over. That Melbourne literally thinks they're in the middle of Europe. They even say that Melbourne is the most European city in the world.
Wait, what?
I thought that was Kiev.
I mean, I thought that the new Canadian Prime Minister was also saying Canada was the most European thing. That
Well,
was
at least
not
they have
European.
French people there. Like
Yeah.
True.
Melbourne people have hipsters. That's their claim to fame.
So
I'd rather have the hipsters than the French people, if I'm honest.
You don't know bogan hipsters.
So that may have been, so this may have been why Alfred had chosen this as the first stop. The city set up events
Safer.
and dinners for the prince, and they even gave him a personal footman named.
And the whole time the prince was just like, "This isn't as good as my cook. I wish I still had him."
The personal footman was named Osbaldistan.
That's a made up name. I know all names are made up, but like that one in particular is really made up. Also,
And
what's a footman?
His footman is like the personal valet.
The valet.
The valet.
So
the person
not
you
a-
dress them, and it's like the personal servant.
Okay, so for those of you, not me, but some of y'all probably in chat, the ones that were thinking he just kneels down in front of him so the prince can put his feet up, that is not
No, that
What
would be one of the things he
Oswald
might do.
Disstand did.
That
Yeah,
might be,
they did that.
Yeah, that might be something he would do.
He might have to be an Ottoman, like from the Empire.
Wait, I thought Ottoman's a closet.
So it's a footrest. So would you like
I
to
don't
know
think that's
would you like to know why he was the one selected to work for Prince Alfred?
Because
Was he a
his
midget?
real name, this is Oswald Disstand.
No,
Name you
because
can
he had
trust.
previously worked for the governor as the governor's personal shampooer. So of course his
These
qualifications
shampoos come
were
with a happy
impeccable.
ending.
No, well, that's the thing. It takes a lot to work your way up to a shampoo. You got to start off as a royal wiper, and that's a pretty shitty job.
And I
So-
work my way up. I scrub the head with the chiggers and I get them out of there.
How many times do you have to repeat though?
You can say,
As many
Who-
times as it takes.
Why is,
Is
it
there a
turning
Do you
different
have to wash-
conditioner?
did-
Mad?
did you have
By
to
the way,
shampoo all the hair.
The shampoo is better.
no,
Oh,
conditioner.
Conditioner is better. It leaves
All right,
the
stop
hair
looking at me,
smelling silky
Swan.
and smooth.
We can keep going. Who did we lose?
You know- My favorite part of that is the drunk penguin. Just saying.
Imp.
No.
He was
Oh,
the
no,
glue.
we're gonna-
He
we're
was
gonna
clearly
miss out on
taking
so
deep
much
now.
content.
So
and apparently they weren't stream sniping us, Mad. They were just showing some chick topless, so your face was just appearing on.
Which on this channel is something I appreciate being on. Right?
Imp hit us up on the private. And said,
he did. He
"RB,
said he'd
I
be.
lost audio."
Yeah. Yep.
So he's
Um,
coming back. Damn it.
Oh, I thought that was
So-
something you wanted me to read. Okay.
So Asbaldistan was overjoyed at his new access to elite places and immediately began stealing jewelry and cash during dinners at mansions.
So he was an Australian.
Yeah. So burglary started in his neighborhood, and he wrote a letter to the paper complaining about the break-ins and lack of police protection. So a police officer visited his home to take a report, but Osbaldistan was at the prince's dinner and not home. So his wife answered the door, and she was wearing one of the stolen jackets. So the cop then went to arrest Osbaldistan at the reception.
Wait, pause.
Yep,
He was wearing one of the stolen jackets.
she was wearing.
What
one of
else was she wearing?
them. I don't know. I mean,
Apparently
Matt,
too
as
much because the cop made the arrest.
Oh,
Matt,
now
as an
enough to get the cop to
officer-
forget why he was
yeah.
there.
with if the woman opened the jacket and said, "Oh no, officer, could we make an arrangement?" Would that A lead to the still arresting the husband? B,
I mean, I
Listen,
feel like the husband would have supported that, and it's kind of disappointing that she didn't support her husband in that way.
I have been offered the most I was ever offered was it was a chick for DWI. It was $10,000. I'm like, you ain't got $10,000, biz. Come on. If I drove her home right then, and she would have sex with me. So anyway, so that's how I made my first $10,000.
At least you didn't finish it up with, and that's how I met Shredder.
and that's why Shredder can't pick movies. All right, so
You done watch this, right?
Oh, see, I think she was asleep last time I went in there.
I'm good. I'm good.
So she probably had to give up one of her doses for Mad to be able to keep on schedule.
No.
Oh,
I
good
timed it
job.
up perfectly. Yeah.
Nice. All right,
But
so
Bride gave me a dirty look. I'll be right back.
so the cop then went to arrest him at the prince's reception.
Why?
I don't know, man. The burglaries.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
wouldn't it
That's
make
stolen
sense to
jackets.
arrest the wife? She's the one that has it. He was
True.
the one that put a complaint. It's just like OJ. Like he was the one that was putting out the reward. So clearly he didn't do it. So I mean, it makes perfect sense.
So even though he didn't do it per grant, he fled through the garden party with the cops and staff chasing him, and then continued to flee through the central business district.
Innocent people run all the time.
He managed to temporarily
And it's
escape.
embarrassing when everybody finds out that you can't control your woman.
Yeah. So he managed to escape temporarily, but then chose to go home, where he was immediately arrested with all of his stolen goods.
That he's
Boy.
wife.
But she was in possession.
All right. So Prince Alfred's final day in Adelaide consisted of identifying his stolen goods at the police station.
What a great trip.
So there was also, I don't know if it's in there. He went to the Barossa Valley, which is a place where they do a lot of wine. And a bunch of wine was stolen. Like they had very special wines that they were saving for him that he never saw. So when he went in there, it was literally just a casket of an empty, like nothing sort of thing.
Wow.
So like the Lost Boys and Never Neverland, just use your imagination that these are the wines.
You're playing. You're doing it, Peter. You're playing.
You're
So in
doing
this
it,
case,
Alfred. You're doing it.
the Australians were like, "Yeah, Alfred, you want some more wine? You drank all the rest you already had." And you're like, "What is going on?"
Is that why we see Yellowtail everywhere? Because all the good wines got drank and nobody knew they were good, so they didn't make more to sell them.
Yellowtail wins
Exactly.
awards. They put it on their label.
Oh,
Well,
I've
I'm glad
seen
that-
the label.
I'm glad you didn't try to take a shot at Boone Farms, or we would have a problem.
Well, is Boom Farms made in Australia?
I think it's made at the gas station where you buy it.
I think it's prison wine that gets
The mop
bottled.
bucket.
I don't even know what was it. Boone Farms? What is it?
Yeah.
It's
Boone's Farm.
gas station wine. It's right next to the Mad Dog 2020.
I don't know what is it in a cask?
Just a slight step up from $2 Chuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are all saying words I don't understand.
Yeah,
It-
now
it
you
comes
know
in a
how
really
it feels to
big-
listen to you.
It's like it comes in a half gallon or gallon and it's the same price.
Yeah.
It's like
Still
$3.
not getting it.
Think plastic bottle with twist top.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can get a glass like a
you
jug.
mean like classy wine? Okay.
Classic. Yeah.
Yeah, not even as
You
classy.
guys get a
as the-
bottle, not a box.
No, we
Yeah.
get it. Ours are in our good ones are in a box, and it's got the silvery plastic bag inside of it,
Oh,
and then
Yeah.
you tie it to
Yeah.
your clothesline, and or our clothesline spin around. Your guys' ones don't, and we play Goon of Fortune with it.
Goon. I'm sorry.
What?
You play
Yeah,
with
so you
what?
gotta understand, Goon is a type of is just cheap wine, and gooning used to be just getting pissed on wine, but apparently, I've been using it wrong because apparently the word gooning has changed. So when I'm saying I've been gooning with the
Yes.
boys, it's apparently something completely different, which was things I wish I
Wait.
could say on screen more than once.
I still don't understand. So you put it on the spinning
Yeah,
clothesline.
the heels hoist. You stand in a spot, you spin the clothesline, and then if it lands on you, then you got to drink it for 10 seconds. You just skull for 10 seconds out of it.
So is this like the abridged version of spin the bottle, where if it faces you, you just take a drink and you avoid other people?
No,
like-
it's a grip activity.
Sounds like
you
it's
don't
the
have to-
Australian
you don't-
version of a keg stand.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey Grant, what do Australians call the game telephone?
I don't even know what that is.
The game telephone is where like you whisper to one person and then that
Oh,
person tells the other
Chinese
person.
whispers.
Yes.
Yeah. So you call
Okay.
it, yeah, I always knew it as
Yeah.
Chinese whispers. So
Y'all have nothing for them calling it Chinese whispers? What is wrong with y'all? Have we already lost you? You know what? Second hour.
You know what? Second hour. Well, Slender's still getting berated by his wife.
Apparently.
I
All right.
didn't hear what Grant actually said
Chinese
until you
whispers.
said it. Yeah, I needed an interpreter.
Okay,
right.
where are we at?
So the
Chad?
prince decided to move on and was now headed to Melbourne, where
Melbourne.
his ship was met with fanfare, greeted by hurrahs and shouts like "God bless the Duke," "We're glad to see your Royal Highness," and "Don't be afraid of us,"
That one really
which
stands
was
out.
which was actually printed in the Argus paper.
Wait, it was printed in the paper. Please don't be scared.
Don't be afraid of us. It was. I would imagine that might be because your first experience was being robbed blind by the person
True.
assigned as your personal footman. So
After
moved-
not being greeted when you arrived for a whole night.
So he was in Melbourne, and after going through the crowds cheering him on, he moved to the Scots Royal Hotel, where the crowds continued to gather and cheer. But at this time, there was a Fenian problem worldwide. We're back to our
back, baby.
favorite group, the Fenians. The Fenians, an Irish brotherhood dedicated to Ireland's independence and embedded soldiers in the British military planning rebellion in Ireland. However, that plan was disrupted in 1867 and many Fenians were arrested. Fenians also tried to break out comrades from Clerkenwell prison using a barrel of gunpowder put up against the wall, killing 12 passerbys and wounding 100. An act of blatant terrorism.
You may call it a terrorism, but we call it freedom.
Well, did they get out, though?
no, they killed everyone.
No.
They-
Another Fenian named Kelly attacked Chester Castle for weapons, but was caught and jailed. During his transport in a police van, Fenians attacked, killing a guarding officer. The attackers were arrested and 3 were executed, becoming known as the Manchester Martyrs. This all happened just before the prince arrived in Australia, and word had reached Australia, angering the Fenians. Australians worried that the Fenians might attack and ransom Australia for Irish's independence. In Melbourne, tensions rose between the Irish Catholics and Protestants. The Orange Lodge hung pictures of the Battle of Boyne from 1690, where Protestant William III defeated Catholic James II, ensuring Protestant ascendancy in Ireland, a major Catholic defeat.
That
This
was
was-
the Bloody Orange War.
It was the yeah.
Okay, I'm back and I have some notes.
Okay.
Going back, to "Please Don't Be Afraid of Us." Did anyone else get some like Village of the Damned vibes off of that statement?
Sure.
No, nope. Nobody
Wait,
else
which one?
thought-
The one with Christy Alley?
It's the one with all the kids who are like fucking aliens.
I thought that
and
was
they're
Children of the
controlling
Corn.
all the adults.
No, no. Village of the Dam was Christy Alley, right?
Kirsty.
Yeah.
Kirsty
Alley?
Yeah. Kirsty. Is he Australian?
Kirsty. Maybe.
No.
Wasn't it also with Superman? Wasn't he in that one?
Yeah, Village of the Damned. Originally,
No, he was in a
1960s
movie called
science fiction
Superman.
horror
No, he was Christopher Reeve was in it. Yeah.
by Anglo-German
Superman.
director Wolf Rilla.
Were you thinking of? Are you looking up the original one or the remake from 1995? That was American?
I never saw the 1995 remake. I saw the original
Do yourself
on
Okay.
like
a favor.
Nick at Night.
Well, the remake is what we're talking about. And yes, Kirstie Alley was in that one. She
No,
was
it-
the
Okay.
female lead.
I don't know.
And-
Just the "Please Don't Be Afraid of Us" just seems like a really weird thing to say.
Yeah, it's like
what-
when a company's slogan is like, "Yeah, we're good people."
Don't be
I mean-
evil.
yeah.
Enron. Wait, what?
It's like Pfizer. Don't Google the side effects. Trust us.
So all right, so we've got
Also, it's a fair enough thing. Don't be afraid of us. It's a smart thing to say, considering what happens in Sydney.
so
But where is he at right now?
So he's in
Melbourne?
Melbourne. So remember now the Protestants in Melbourne were displaying the pictures of the Battle of Boyne,
Yeah.
and
Boing,
so
boing,
these
boing,
were
boing,
displayed.
boing.
These were displayed prominently as the prince landed, enraging Catholics. Words were exchanged, and at night the Catholics tried to break into the Orange Hall to rip down the pictures, but the Orangemen inside shot them, killing one boy and wounding another,
Wait,
sparking a
Trump was
religious. So this sparked a religious riot. The next day, at a charity event, the Feast for the Poor, it was held on the Yarra River banks for 10,000 people with wine and food, where
Yarra.
the prince was to meet the common folk. The crowd
Ugh.
swelled to 40,000, waiting from noon to 5 p.m., growing hungry. Police stopped the prince from attending due to the crowd size.
So it's not Trump.
No.
And at 5 p.m., when told he wasn't coming, the crowd rioted, rushing the banquet. 120,000 pounds of meat
Good
and 4,500 pounds of plum pudding, along with
Dude,
27.
Australia really has like two modes, right? Please don't be afraid of us. Riot!
Right. Yeah. You don't have
That's what-
nothing. Yeah, no,
Wait,
mate. You got
he's
nothing
afraid
to
of
fear.
us? We're gonna burn this motherfucker down.
It's one of the ones that's like, no, it's all good. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna fucking stab you.
Don't be afraid. Be very, very afraid.
So this is again, we had 120,000 pounds of meat, 4,500 pounds of plum pudding, 27 dozen pastries, 5,000 pounds,
Gross.
5,000 pies, 600 pounds of fish, 100 pounds of cake. So they overturned all this food, smashing tables, smashing casks, collapsing tents, broke a 500-gallon wine fountain.
In a tree.
In a tree.
What does that look like? A 500-gallon wine fountain? Don't know what the fuck that looks like, but it's in a tree? What?
Sometimes
As
I
it broke
hear
and
this
sprayed,
and
of
I'm
course,
like,
they
you know
drank
what?
it.
I hear this and I'm like, you know what? We've got too much reason to riot in this country. I didn't realize you could riot on reasons that benign.
But hold on. Luckily, the police force was made up of many officer mads who immediately gave up and sat down and just started eating pies in the pie tent.
I see nothing wrong with that decision. Shit, he ain't my prince.
Sydney's press, like the Sydney Morning Herald, gloated, writing in Melbourne, there was a large number of the vilest of the vile in the gatherings of old seditions and other abominations. Man,
So
your
Sydney
towns
is
in,
talking shit.
your towns in Australia certainly like to talk smack.
Oh, they have beef.
is
Having
like
sex
is Sydney versus Melbourne like a classic rivalry kind of thing?
More so Sydney versus Brisbane, but yeah, definitely. There's definitely a lot of rivalry when it comes to stuff between
Yeah,
them.
they all hate each other.
Yeah.
All right. And so you'll be pleased to know that next a banquet was held at the Melbourne Lunatic Asylum.
You know
Such
what?
a direct name. There's no guessing on what is happening at this place.
Take out the middleman. Just go straight to the source.
So they had
back when words actually had their meanings.
Yeah, so they had a pavilion set up for 150 elite guests and 150 inmates.
Those numbers are this is not a scenario where you want equal. You don't want 1 for 1. You know what I mean?
You want like 3 to 1 at
Yeah.
least.
So the prince didn't attend this event though.
Why?
Because it was just a celebration of his visit.
It wasn't even for him. Those
No.
poor lunatics.
He wasn't even invited.
So an 80-year-old
It's
inmate.
okay because they just had one of the staff dress up in some
Oh, yeah.
fancy clothes and said he was the prince.
I'm
Oh,
a
yeah.
prince. I lost my cook at sea.
Yeah, how would you tell the difference between an inmate and the prince then? My cook died. I should have jumped in with him. So an
This is my
80-year-old
painter and my footman.
Yeah.
an
That's a
80-year-old
dog
woman
in a potted plant. What are you talking about?
provided entertainment by singing with a accordion accompaniment, and it was deemed a roaring success.
Yeah, because he wasn't playing the violin.
And plus, Prince Alfred wasn't there.
He wasn't there because he wasn't invited.
Yeah.
They didn't
Meanwhile,
They didn't want to excite the
lunatics.
patients. Yeah.
yeah. So meanwhile, Prince Alfred laid low in Melbourne, staying with the governor and his wife, who wanted him to go to sleep early. Instead, the chief commissioner of police, Frederick Standish, took him on a nightly brothel tour.
And here's how Grant came to be.
Wait. Go to bed. So the wife wanted to go to bed early, so he went on a brothel tour?
Well, she wanted him to go to sleep earlier, like, oh, Prince Alfred, you need your sleep because in the morning we're doing Australian things. And he's like, okay. And he laid down, and then as soon as he started to hear snoring, he snuck out the window, and then he meets up with his bro, and they go hit the brothels.
He's just like, I want to do an Australian thing now. So he went to a brothel.
Why wait till morning to do an Australian thing?
So
Sounds like he's about to do a lot of Australians.
Standish, who was a bachelor, was well acquainted with Melbourne's brothels, and so he brought Alfred to Sarah Fraser's high-class brothel on Stephen Street, which was closed to the public until he left. So he had, they were being respectful
Oh, he just
of his
had
rank.
all the women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sarah was later apparently quoted as saying that he was the meanest man she'd met. Went on to say that he used her house and women without paying. He also stiffed a horse carriage driver, a watchmaker, and a commissioned painter.
Wait, he already has his own painter. Also, I really thought he was going to stiff the horse. I'm like, wait.
Yeah, the horse wasn't in a union, so he had nowhere to stand on.
So, Australia. Didn't you say that was the serial killer capital of the world, or is that somewhere else?
No, Adelaide.
That's Adelaide.
Adelaide. Still clearly quite a bit of violence, riots, etc. And he was the meanest man she'd ever met.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think there's a little bit of hyperbole in there, but I've never heard of that from
No.
No. I knew. Wait, you'll hear the rest of the story. Like, you know what? He nailed him 100%.
She probably did.
I mean, this is the guy who was like, "Oh, my cook fell overboard and died at sea." Damn,
that
he made
sucks
really
for
good
my
food. I'm gonna
souffles.
miss it.
You know,
Oh.
I'm so thankful. See, this is proof that Matt has really grown in this new channel, because I was about to say something that was probably rude towards women, and he stopped me mid-track. That's very.
I could feel it. I could feel your misogyny.
Yeah, you passed the
Is
test.
his mad misogyny?
Like an unwanted erection on your back.
You've never had an erection on your back that you didn't like, Mad.
But okay, I have the capability of imagining if it would.
He didn't say he didn't like it. He said an unwanted one. He didn't say he
It was
didn't enjoy it.
unwanted. Appreciated, yes.
I wish it
Unwanted,
wouldn't.
yes.
Yeah, it's like a how do you do compliment kind of a thing. We can go on. Chad, back on target.
All right.
So he didn't pay the whores.
No, he didn't.
Or the painter, or the horse.
So after absconding without payment, another Richmond police sergeant who enjoyed cockfighting took the prince's party to watch roosters kill each other over several afternoons.
Cool,
So his
cool guy.
his
Was it
downtime.
Officer Vic?
Damn it, you stole my joke.
Yeah, but
So-
Marcus, not Michael.
So Melbourne's higher up, seeing the tour falter, delayed his Sydney trip and sent him to nearby Victoria towns. Everywhere he went, people were drunk, though. The London Times wrote that everywhere we were greeted with poor, debased, drunken wretches.
So it's like he was taking a tour of Ireland.
Yeah. Also in every town, children dressed in white with blue trimmings and sang the national anthem. In Geelong?
Geelong.
All right. They held a charity
Geelong.
banquet modeled after Melbourne's. Organizers panicked, though, and abandoned it, and the starving masses rushed in, consuming everything, and local papers described it as a drunken orgy.
Oh,
In Ballarat, Ballarat, a gold mining town, they took Prince Alfred into the Band of Hope gold mine, dressed him in miner's clothes, and rigged it with extra lights and planted gold nuggets.
Oh, mommy, do a painting for mommy. She will love this. Look at me. I'm like
Wait,
a real
they
miner.
set it up so he'd find gold and
Yep.
feel
Yes.
all good about himself.
Yes.
Yep. He chipped
Wow.
away, found large nuggets, and took 5 worth 1,000 pounds home, despite being offered only 1, with no one daring to ask for them back.
So he took them all.
He's the kid on the Easter egg hunt
What
who goes
a
and finds
dick.
all the eggs and picks them
Yeah.
all up when he was told, the little kids need to have some of the eggs, so only pick up 2, even if you see more than that.
And we're not starting the Easter egg hunt for another hour, you little son of a bitch. Why were you out there looking for them?
Hey,
Stop
Brahma,
peeking.
were you the kid who took all the eggs?
By the
Damn
way,
straight.
just to remind everybody, because it was a long time ago, his mother, the queen, did describe him as clever.
But
I'm going to take
odd.
them all, but also odd. Like, I'm a real miner. I really did this. No,
Well,
he
how-
didn't.
Just to give you a bit of context, each one of those bars was about $250,000 equivalent today.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's a
dang.
lot of money. Wait, Australian dollars?
No,
They were British pounds then.
But in today's money, real money. So
Yeah,
US
real money.
dollars.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he basically walked out of there with over $1 million.
Yeah.
1.25 million.
Think about all the money he saved by not paying all those whores in the horse.
Yeah.
Maybe he
And,
should have brought that back to the whorehouse since he still owed them.
You
At
would've
least the
broke even.
horse.
and help me with this pronunciation. Bendigo? Is that how it's
Bendigo.
pronounced?
Bendigo.
Bendigo. In Bendigo, a parade featured a model of the Galatea with school children riding
Is that
on
like a
it.
Wendigo?
They were waving and setting off fireworks, but someone threw a firework onto the ship model, and it landed on a box of the fireworks, igniting the
This
canvas.
is why
and-
they didn't pull in the first place at that first port. They were like, they got fireworks over there. Nah, they're
think
gonna
I
set our
s-
boat on
but-
fire.
I think I saw this in The Hobbit.
This
Yeah.
is a cartoon.
So this ignited the canvas and wooden decks, and the boys riding on the model ship couldn't escape.
Holy shit!
3 were seriously burned, taken to the hospital, and died shortly thereafter. One of the
Oh,
surviving children
Welcome
was
to our
interviewed.
town.
No, one of the surviving children was interviewed by the local authorities and asked why they didn't use the fire suppression
Shut
system.
up, fucker.
Please don't be afraid of us.
Burn it to the ground.
And the child didn't even get a T-shirt.
Did it get some gauze at least?
Well, let's hear how the prince responded to
He
this
got a coffin.
horrific accident in his name.
So the prince, upset, sent his assistant, Mr. York, to express concern.
As
As,
he could.
That
as
was
a
it.
man,
That's what he did.
as a man who stiffs hookers and horses, steals almost $1 million in gold. That's exactly
than $1
what that
million.
guy would do.
Yeah.
Well, or he would accuse him of burning
you go
an
over there and
effigy
say
of his
sorry.
ship.
Mhm.
In Sandhurst, a ball in his
So how
honor.
much are you gonna pay me for burning my ship?
It's not your real ship, sir. So it looked like my ship.
Yeah.
I want
I'm
money.
not a real
Made
miner
in my
either, but look at
ship's
all this
likeness.
gold.
You know,
Recompense.
if he was demanding recompense for slander against, you know, his image or his likeness, then he's way ahead of Hollywood.
Yeah, the
we're not talking slander. We're talking treason.
the Gallagher would never burn so quickly. Or what was it, Gallagher?
Galatei.
Galatei.
You know what I mean. My ship. We can move on.
The Galatea.
Me ship.
Me ship is burden.
Oh no, I've been
ship's to
infiltrated. Oh no, the royal
How did the
family's
Finians
been,
find me?
the royal family's been infiltrated by the Finians.
If only there was a Bradley. All right, where are we at? Oh, yeah, okay. So
Man,
at
wouldn't it be
Sandhurst,
great if the Finians stole his gold?
they're always after me gold. In Sandhurst, a ball in his honor at the Alfred Hall was planned, but 15 minutes before it began, a fire consumed the building, leaving ruins when he arrived. I think the Finians may have been involved with that one.
So yeah, so there's a theme of premature something here, right? Everything catches fire
Destruction.
before he shows up.
Grant, is everything like really flammable in Australia?
Is it
Yeah.
dry?
No, only when people of importance turn up.
Oh, weird.
You should visit.
Weird.
Well,
All right.
if I visit, nothing will burn. I'm not a person of importance.
Yeah, I know. We're going through a bushfire season at the moment. We need it to stop.
So after all these other events, Alfred decided that he should go hunting.
You would think, no, hold on. At this point, you would think he'd be like, you know what? This isn't going well at all.
It's like a
So-
Shakespeare play.
No,
or,
It's
Um,
not going poorly for him. He made $1 million.
Yeah. But still, he'd be like, one of these fires are going to catch up to me if I don't leave.
Maybe I
So,
should go to
I
Sydney.
don't-
Nothing bad will happen.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
So
don't think
the-
Royals think that way.
The
Maybe
hunting
they
seemed. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say they should print it. We're not afraid of you.
With the question mark.
Yeah.
We're not arsonists, we swear.
All right, so but the hunting went better than the last few events. In South Australia, the governor took him to a government farm where on a moonlit night he shot 52 possums, bringing 43 home.
No, real quick, remember, these are Australian possums. They are adorable, unlike our possums.
So on Thomas Austin's Barwon Park property, who had introduced rabbits to Victoria,
That went well.
Alfred killed 86 rabbits the first day and 416 the next.
Good Lord.
Jesus
And
Christ.
As a group, they totaled over 1,000,
That's not hunting, that's genocide.
including
Yeah, it
68.
is genocide because
barely
they were
made
all
it.
locked in cages and he
Yeah.
just walked
Wait,
Yeah.
real quick on the
walked down
rabbits.
the
though,
row shooting.
real quick on the rabbits, they actually are a pest in Australia. There's more rabbits than people by like 10 times. Am I right, Grant?
More than that, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, if he really wanted to help Australia, he'd have started killing emus.
Well, yeah, so
Give 'em time.
including a sequence where they killed 68 rabbits in 10 minutes when they had trapped them in a corner.
What a
Like,
cool
hey guys,
guy.
now let's time it.
Fucking cool guy.
So he also shot kangaroos released one at a time between fences while sitting.
One at a time? Like they were lining these fuckers
Yeah.
up for him?
Yes, they would like release them down a chute, like a cattle chute. And they would just be hopping around like, I'm a kangaroo doing kangaroo things. Who's this guy on the horse?
Well-
He's like, ha ha, mommy will be so proud of me. Look at
The,
me.
the, the shoot was aimed straight at him, so they couldn't go anywhere. So they were literally the only way that they could go was go forward and make it an easier target to hit.
Yeah, I wish one of them would have got to him.
I just pictured that in Crocodile Dundee with the kangaroos holding the gun.
So this is like a precursor to like duck hunt. where it just slowly goes towards you until no, it doesn't actually fade off the screen. Never mind, that's easier than that.
Yeah. Well, like
No wonder kangaroos hate people.
well, Prince Alfred did decide he had to finish extra strong, and he killed a black swan, which
By the
led
way,
to
this
which
is
angered
not
many
Gucci, my
Australians.
kangaroos. Yeah, Black Swan. You don't kill fucking. Natalie Portman is a national treasure in any country.
I think there's even the killing of a black swan event is a terrible, terrible catastrophe. So it's a bad idea.
It's a bad omen. It's like breaking your mother's mirror or some shit.
So
If
in Melbourne,
this trip hadn't been horrible enough for everyone but him.
yeah. So
He
in
lost
Melbourne,
his cook. God damn it!
So in Melbourne, respectable citizens were horrified by the prince's conduct. He was flirting with the municipal magnate's wife. He was conducting brothel visits, not paying. They sighed in relief when the Galatea finally left.
They didn't have a problem with the brothel visits. It was the not paying that really pissed him off.
So the prince,
and that poor horse.
So the prince
How are all these
sailed.
girls going to get through college?
So the prince sailed to Hobart,
Did
Tasmania,
he give any of them typhus?
where 15,000 people gathered and greeted him with flags. 5,000 children sang in a park. He laid a foundation stone, attended a ball, met the last two Tasmanian Aborigines. William.
Did he kill them too?
Only one of them.
They were a breeding pair.
William Lanny, 34, in a blue suit and gold lace cap, who walked proudly with him but died a year later, and planted trees.
I wanted to make a panda joke, but I'm not going to.
So in Tasmania,
You've already got a
nothing-
panda joke on your channel.
So
So
I don't know
no-
if you understand when they're talking about the last two Aboriginals in Tasmania, because what happened was the British colony come down and they went, oh, there's Aboriginals on this island. And so we're talking about a place that's, I don't know, let's just say half the size of Texas. And they just went, all right, well, let's just kill all of them. So they did. They literally went through from top to bottom and they wiped out every single Aboriginal except for where they got the last two left. They're like, let's put these on display.
God, good lord!
Wow.
So it was technically it's the only real proper genocide that's been done.
And then they introduced them to the guy who was part of the family that did it in the first place.
Yes, that was the point.
Did you know that
So
I
these
went
are
and killed some kangaroos? No, this guy sounds like a real asshole. Honestly, it's a good thing he didn't become king.
Does it have a happy ending? Does the ship sink on the way back home?
We'll have to find out. Let's keep going. January 21st.
So nothing disastrous happened in Tasmania. So but bad weather persisted. So at that point, when everything wrapped up, they left for Sydney. And on January 21st, the Galatea arrived in Sydney. Sydney was getting a little bit cocky, aiming to outdo Melbourne and Adelaide.
I mean, the bar's so fucking low. All they had to do was not fucking catch anything on fire.
Don't accidentally kill any of your kids. And you
Right.
did.
Don't steal all this stuff and don't drink
Lock
all
up
the
your
wine.
black swans.
Yeah.
So they planned more events, more balls, and would have more children singing.
I do hear they've got big balls.
I thought you were about to say
The
they
biggest
set more
balls of
children
all.
on fire.
So after visiting Brisbane for a week,
Brisbane.
he returned to Sydney, and they planned a charity banquet in Clontarf, a rich suburb, on March 12th for a sailor's home fundraiser.
Mm-hmm.
Avoiding the city's poor, it drew 1,554 guests who consumed 1,182 magnums of champagne and 798 bottles of beer.
That math isn't mathing. These are some drunks.
Yeah.
No shit.
A young girl.
Spill a lot of it, right? Like a lot of it probably wasn't actually consumed and just ended up in the dirt.
I do like how now when Chad's reading, every time he gets to a city's name, he you can hear him kind of sounding it out. And then he says it almost like a question and waits for Grant to either correct him or he's like, got it.
Well,
I can
the
go
last-
on.
the last one he said so sheepishly, and I'm like, no, you nailed it.
Yeah, Brisbane.
Give him a cuddle.
All right. So a young girl wrote in her journal.
Do you want me to read it? I got it right here. I can read her.
Also, just if you don't know, like a magnum of wine is like half a gallon.
Yeah, it's the
Wait,
big
what the
bottles.
fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah, the Magnum
Yeah,
is like the.
It's 1.75 liters.
It's
Yeah,
like
So
a bottle
everybody
and a half.
basically walked into this place and got their own personal half gallon of champagne.
Yep.
Jesus.
That's
No,
not,
you
that's
get-
not including the beer.
Men would get 2, women would get 1, and they'd each get a beer for the kids.
Well, yeah, I mean,
As it
'cause-
should be.
Hey.
all right. So a young girl wrote in her journal. And I'll read her. We stood under the trees near the branch and listened to the bands. The Queen's
Near the
Own,
beach.
the Queen's Own, and the Galatea Band. About 1:30, people began to go into the tents for lunch. By 2:00, the ground looked almost deserted. We came to see the prince, so we didn't go to lunch before he came. At last he arrived. Directly we saw the little ferry coming. By the way, when she says ferry, it's the boat, not. She's not referring to the
Not the
prince
prince.
as the little ferry. Is for clarification. The
Oh,
little
I was
ferry
full on
coming.
assuming it was the prince.
Yeah, I was too, actually.
We ran along the beach to the little pier at which he would land. All the yachts saluted as he passed by. The steamer came alongside, and the picnic committee presented him with an address. In a short time, we found places
Wait,
just
wait,
left.
wait. The picnic committee?
Yeah, the picnic committee.
They
The
had
people-
a committee for this picnic?
Yeah, bro. They don't fuck around in Sydney.
Didn't he?
We found plates just left by others. The only thing on the tables were empty dishes, dirty plates, and bones. We thought ourselves fortunate to find 2 dusty plates, a tumbler, a champagne glass, a knife, a carving fork, and a small fork between the 4 of us. She gets way too much details about nothing. No one cares.
Well, I mean, there's a reason this kind of day might get seared into your brain, as we'll find out.
I was just going to say, I mean, woman.
And for chat, just so chat knows, this isn't Grant doing a horrible English accent. This is Mad doing a fantastic Australian accent.
A fantastic little girl Australian.
Right,
Oh,
because
you're
at this
doing a
time,
girl's voice?
though,
I didn't even realize.
at this time, the Australian accent hadn't taken real, so there would be like a mix of some things. So that's why you may think, hey, Matt's accent's going in and out of several different accents, but it's not me. It's historically accurate.
Are you trying to justify why it was okay to have Alan Rickman play the guy in Quigley Down Under and not sound Australian?
I just
love that
didn't
movie.
realize that Mad was doing a voice there.
I mean, that was.
If I wasn't on a different fucking tab, I would remove you. The prince went to a tent, came out with Sir William Manning, the youngest of the Mannings.
No, this isn't the girl's journal. This is just.
sorry.
This is just narration.
I didn't do that, by the way, Slender.
Yeah, the prince went to a tent.
Oh, I'm
came
sure
out with
Brahma
the-
took that opportunity to do it since,
No,
you
that
had
would be your
mentioned-
co-host.
What did I do?
Chad, did you kick me out?
Oh, no,
No.
it was probably Grant.
Honestly,
Grant's
I
got a
give
history
way
of
too much
Find out who
power.
did
people.
this.
I've given way too many people power.
I don't know what Brahma's talking about. That's full of it.
Okay, you're messing up my. You're messing up my feng shui.
Anyway,
Not
so
supposed to be down here at the bottom.
the prince came out of the tent with Sir William Manning, and they walked towards the beach to view an Aboriginal spear throwing display.
What, the spear throwing display?
Somebody changed my damn name.
Have you never been on a stream with Grant?
Slender Daddy.
Honestly,
Man,
that's kind of that's a good punch up.
no, I don't like it. Not happening.
We have to.
Guys,
wouldn't
we're
have
Oh
noticed
so
no!
close.
Oh no!
We're so
we don't.
close.
We really don't want her to have to change her name to Bride of Slender Daddy.
She's in the next room going, yeah.
No, she's not.
So, Mad, you can continue
Okay.
because the girl wrote.
As soon as they were about 60 yards from us, Annie said we had better walk on a little. It seemed rude to stand staring at him.
Hold
was
on,
just-
pause 1 second. This bitch needs to learn how to write because she did not introduce Annie. And
Yeah, this is the first we're hearing of Annie.
yeah,
I have
so
no
she
idea
should
who
have
Annie
she
is.
should have set that up better.
You know what's great about this whole thing though is every time we interrupt Mad, he comes back with the feminine thing even harder.
That's not even true.
That's always been his defense mechanism. That's why he's longer assault.
I didn't even hear that because I was getting ready to continue. I was just going to say something when we heard a sharp noise like a Chinese cracker.
So that's a
prince-
Chinese Australian hybrid person, a Chinese cracker.
Yeah,
The
And then
prince-
we played Chinese whispers.
Hold on, here it is.
Yeah.
The prince had been shot.
A man in
Oh,
a
no.
black suit, Henry James O'Farrell, shot Prince Alfred in the back.
I know what you guys are
Yes!
thinking, but you're don't jump to conclusions based on his name, O'Farrell.
So the prince fell, yelling, "Good God, my back is broken." Manning
So
turned
exciting.
and O'Farrell shouted, "Stand back," and shot and missed him. A man named Vile rushed O'Farrell, clattering him. O'Farrell tried to shoot the prince again while he was on the ground, but Vile hit the gun, and the bullet struck local businessman George Thorne's foot. The girl
Oh.
continued.
Presently, we saw Papa limping out of the crowd. I was about to scream, "Oh, Papa, what is the matter?" He said, "I'm short."
What was
This is
Huh?
fantastic.
He's a little bit
Don't
more
interrupt him.
Australian than the daughter. She's new.
He's so in the zone right now. Let him go.
We took Papa to a seat and left him with Mama while we ran for brandy and water. We just needed to take the edge off, I said. No, sorry, I added that.
I like that the medical treatment was to get brandy and get
And
some
water.
water.
The people around were kind. One lady sat us on a seat and told us to be quiet for Papa's sake, as we'd make him worse if he heard us crying, which is true. Children's tears only worsen gun wounds.
The
why
only
you
thing
don't
worse
see
than
him
children's
on the front
tears
line.
is children's laughter.
Yeah, why are you laughing at me? I was shot. Papa kept asking, "Is the prince alive? How is the prince?" When someone said the prince is alive, Papa seemed better. Oh, I went real British on that last bit.
All right. So the crowd tried to tear O'Farrell apart, and he cried, "I'm a Fenian. God save Ireland." So yeah, we could have jumped to conclusions, Matt.
Wait, what happened? What did O'Farrell say?
He
I'm not a
screamed,
Finn.
I'm a Fenian. God save Ireland. Police encircled him because they weren't just sitting in the tent eating pies this time, and dragging
Damn it,
him
if
towards.
only we had more Mads on duty. This could have been the moment.
So police.
What, did they
encircled
free
him.
Ireland? Like, we'll give you back your prince if you free.
I'm not
I
quite
mean,
sure that assassinating
At
the
least if
prince
they
would
got
have
the prince.
assassinating the second prince in line would have had
Yeah,
the result.
remember,
of
he's the
Irish
insurance
freedom.
policy.
Oh, that's right.
It sounds like he might pull through, and I'm not happy
Yeah.
about it.
So police encircled him, dragging him towards a steamer, but the crowd pulled him back. Every shred of his clothing was torn off. His body was bloody and bruised. Women struggled to raise their arms to hit him, screaming to cut him to pieces.
Jesus Christ.
Me-
It's
Man-
not like he's a black swan.
Men ran with lunch knives to stab him. Gentlemen, magistrates, and clergymen demanded he be killed.
There,
Rope-
there are no gentlemen in Australia. Don't you say that.
How dare you, you dickhead?
America's much more efficient. We just have one Jack Ruby take care of it.
Yeah, we found that out today. Anyway, ropes were hung over gibbets to lynch him. It took over 30 minutes to get him to the steamer.
That's it.
Is it gibbets or gibbets?
Gibbets. I don't know.
Is the
whichever
steamer a
gibbets.
steam train? Or
No, it's a
the
boat.
ship. It's a
Oh, okay.
steamship.
Yeah, they're made in Cleveland.
The crew tried to hang him from the so at the steamer, the crew tried to hang him from the mast, sparking a 15-minute fight with police who finally took custody as the ship moved out.
By the way, the
If only I had waited to
integrity,
hear about the mast.
the integrity of these police to not just hand him the fuck over and save the. Good on them.
Because you know that half of them were Fenians.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
True.
You think they didn't? I mean, the Fraternal Order of Irish Police. How big is that in every goddamn department?
Well, we just call it the FOP. Anyway,
Is that why he said, "I'm a Finian"? Oh,
Yeah, he
I
was
guess-
probably yeah.
like,
All
oh,
right,
If this was a modern day assassination, it'd be like, I'm offended.
oh,
So the prince had been shot just right of his spine and taken to a tent, then a hospital. The Daily Alta reported the scene around the prince's marquee was something fearful. Numbers of ladies were fainting and in hysterics. Men asked, "What will they say in England if he should die? What will his mother say?"
What will his mother say?
She'd probably say
We
everything
invade.
went exactly according to plan. Thank you, Australia. You
No,
took
thank
care
you.
of my problem.
No, thank you.
Probably-
Now I can kill all the Finians.
She writes in the
Like,
obituary,
no,
he
I
was
can't believe
jolly,
he died in a
but a bit
fire."
odd.
So 200 people joined hands around the tent. Dr. Watson of HMS Chalmers attended him. The bullet had hit his brass braces, deflecting out. Nurses trained by Florence Nightingale cared for him. That's a nice little cameo for her. Removed
wait.
the bullet and confirmed he'd survive.
This connected universe that we have going on is bananas.
the real metaverse.
Yeah, well,
So-
like it's the Matapap Matapap universe cinematic.
Yeah, soon somebody's going to be tickling somebody.
The
Yeah, so
Or
metaverse.
maybe that already happened at the brothel.
So the Sydney Morning Herald immediately
Funny you say
Okay.
that with the footmen and everything. There was the three types of people that you'd have. You'd also actually have a tickler. That was
What?
technically a term. Yeah, it was not what you think it is. A tickler is someone who just gets you pissed. But that was what they were called. Yeah,
Why would you have that guy?
It's like
What do you mean
today's
gets you
wingman.
pissed?
yeah. I'll get you drunk.
What's going on, brother?
Oh, get
Oh,
you
we were
drunk.
just talking about
Okay.
you.
We were just talking about you in a nice way, actually.
Hope you're on the right channel.
Yep.
right.
He's a good bloke. He's on the other
not.
side of the globe to me.
So the Sydney Morning Herald immediately went into cover-up mode and said that the attempt had no connection in any way whatsoever, however remote, with anything Australian, calling it an Irish importation.
Like, and at the end he goes, but by the way, y'all the ones that sent all the Irish here. So I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying.
The people were furious with the Finians, and indignation meetings were held nationwide. Isn't this quaint that they held meetings to just
I'm
talk about
indignant.
it?
I'm indignant.
Did they
I
have an
don't care for what
indignation
happened.
committee?
So posters were put up offering £1,000 for O'Farrell's accomplices.
Oh boy,
Those that's a lot of money in 1867.
he was a
$1,000.
You know,
Well,
like a gold
it's-
bar.
It's almost like a gold piece from a
Yeah.
mine.
thanks, brother.
I was going to get there and say that's the
Sorry,
same.
Grant. We both went to the same place.
Those who knew him called him nice but excitable. He had left the hotel
Sorry.
he had left the hotel that morning, throwing down a letter saying, "This will explain it all." Dublin born, he arrived in Australia as a child, failed to become a priest in 1855, and fell into debt and drank heavily. So he's the most Irish person we've met in the story
Ever.
so
Oh,
far.
Yeah.
all right.
Also, he was known to the FBI.
Passionate about Ireland, he was erratic and possibly mentally ill, but he was also intelligent but he was also intelligent, paranoid, and prone to fantasy. In January 1867, he had a mental breakdown with delirium, talking of poison plots, brandishing pistols, and threatening people, followed by epileptic fits.
So he had issues.
No, he was just detoxing. from all
I
the
was gonna
booze.
say he sounds pretty Irish to me.
Yeah. Sounds
So,
like he had a drinking problem.
So that month, he wrote to a bishop about
For the Irish,
ordination,
it's not a problem.
staying at Thierry's Currency Lad Hotel in Sydney until he had been injected for strange behavior, and then shot the prince. So he claimed to act for the Melbourne Fenians, but he later retracted it, saying, "From continually thinking and talking of the wrong things of Ireland, I became excited and filled with enthusiasm for the subject. It was under the influence of those feelings that I attempted to perpetrate the deed for which I am now called upon to suffer.
Oh,
makes
I
it
just getting
sound
so
like-
excited sometimes. I just gotta shoot someone.
I just
So
got to
he
shoot
was
a
the
friend,
first
yeah.
lone wolf Finian.
Oh,
Well,
I'm
this
so
is
excited.
also a weird thing. He was so poor, he didn't have a lawyer, but he also had the lawyer that he ended up getting was the head of the Finian Brotherhood.
Well, that's just a coincidence. I mean,
I'm pretty sure the Finians were like, dude, you better disavow this shit, or they are gonna fucking come for all of us.
So
The
Prince
movement's
Alf,
over if you don't distance
Right.
yourself.
we are this close to invading Canada.
I just love the fact that based on our previous story last time, this is all happening concurrently as O'Reilly is making his escape from the prison
Yeah.
that he's in. So his
He's
lawyer
like, boy,
sought
this is a
an,
good time to get the fuck out of this country.
his lawyer sought an insanity plea, but he was convicted and sentenced to death. Prince
Like
Alfred
death?
asked the governor to spare O'Farrell, but the colonial government refused, citing autonomy. A minister said, "We did not think that His Royal Highness should interfere in the administration of our laws."
Fucking what? Australia? The dude that was shot was like, oh, don't kill him. He's crazy. You know, he's Irish or whatever. They're like, who the fuck are you to
I
tell
don't wanna
us?
press charges. I don't want to press charges. Yeah, but we do.
It's like, yeah, you shut your mouth or I'll put another bullet in you.
Right.
So Alfred fully recovered, resumed command of the Galatea because he had earned it, and sailing for England left on April
Stop
4th,
saying he earned
1868.
it. That pisses me off.
I know it does. That's why I keep saying it. Captain at 22 earned it completely through merit.
I mean, he's a disabled veteran now. He has Purple Heart or the equivalent thereof.
No, you don't get a Purple Heart for being attacked in civilian life, okay?
Yeah, but he
didn't
wasn't-
He
go
was
to a
on official.
battlefield.
He was on
You
official
gotta
duty.
understand, he was on official duty. He wasn't in civilian clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I fucking hate
and also
everything you
he's
guys are
a
saying
friend.
right
He can
now.
do
I
what
hate
he
it.
wants.
I hate this. I hate it.
So
I mean,
on
that-
April,
He's a hero.
He's a shitbag.
Yeah. He'll get a Medal of Valor when he gets back.
Talking
Oh
about.
yeah.
yeah, his he learned from another guy that he served with named Carey that you can put in for your own Purple Heart if you don't get one awarded. So he made sure to do that.
Swift
So
boat?
he left for England on April 4th, 1868, and on
After-
April 8th, O'Farrell's execution was announced, and he was hanged at Darlinghurst on April 21st. That's pretty quick turnaround time. I guess we're not giving a lot of time for appeals. Before invited spectators, politicians, and ministers, while others were denied entry.
When he let
So-
the fucking Finnans in to see his brother off.
So it's pretty cool because it was the first time in history that any of the royal family had been attempted to be assassinated on one of the colonies.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you say that a
Was
member
pretty cool.
of the royal family tried to be assassinated as if they
No,
went
was-
out looking
No,
for it?
had an
This was
attempted
just the first
assassination.
attempt. Yeah. And Poe,
So-
yes, you're on the right channel.
All right. After the shooting, an anti-Irish, Catholic, and non-loyalist movement grew, lasting years.
Why?
I don't know what could have sparked it.
We
The
had-
orange.
They had signs that were out the front that said "No Irish dogs," and people didn't understand it. They thought they meant like Irish dachshunds, but that's what Irish were referred to as was dogs. So
Oh fuck.
Irish dogs meant it didn't matter if you were green, if you were orange, just Irish in general was hated.
I've always thought throughout history the Irish had it kind of rough, but I'm starting to think
They deserved it a little.
self-inflicted wound.
A little.
It's like, what did you Irish guys do? We got drunk and tried to fuck up Canada.
Oh, I
Why?
shot the prince.
It's like, why would you do that for Ireland? It's like so. All
So
right.
if the prince died, would Ireland be saved? No. Then why were you going to do it? For
He
Ireland,
gets
I
excited.
just got excited.
Yeah.
All right.
you'd
so
shoot
the-
him too. He's a bit of an odd fella.
So the
Clever.
terrible Finian's idea became a useful political tool, and later O'Farrell's brother Peter attempted to shoot the Archbishop Gould
No.
in Brighton, Victoria on August 21st,
No.
1882. So maybe it wasn't just like a random thing. Jeez.
And
Oh.
that wraps up our Finian arc, the trilogy of Finians. We will never speak of them again.
Congratulations, Mad. You have spent the last 3 weeks making me ashamed of a quarter of my heritage.
So hold on, just just after what we learned today, that means O'Reilly managed to fundraise in the United States over $25,000 in like the 1870s and 80s after the Fenians were known to have tried to assassinate the Prince of England.
There was also
over
that
there.
bomb that injured 100 people and killed 12, right?
Yeah, so and their exploits were well known, so the Irish American population was just like, F it, here's all the money you need to go get our boys.
I'm sure somebody was like, Australia, that's not even a real place. It's all made up.
Say that.
Some of
Their
the
toilets
American
flush the
Fenians
other
had to
way.
have looked at O'Reilly and been like, don't you know you could have just gone to one of the mines in Australia and in 5 minutes you'd have 5,000 pounds worth of
it's just
gold?
laying there, like in Congo. Remember
Why are
when
you
they found all
asking
the
us for
diamonds?
money?
Nobody's gonna ask you for it. Like if you mind it, you just get to walk out of there with
just
it.
play it cool, man. Have a ladder with you. Nobody ever stops a guy that has a ladder. Have a ladder, you get your gold, and you can walk right out.
Not to mention in Australia, you also don't have to pay the whores. It's
We
amazing.
never did a ladder, but we did a clipboard. If you're walking around with a clipboard, nobody bugs you.
You should pay the horses though, because they work. They work hard with the buggies. Anyway, all right.
I'll pay the horses when they start cleaning up their own shit.
So if you're like somebody important and you go to Australia, does that mean you get like a whole bunch of gold nuggets as like a party
Yes.
bag gift?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, they burned 15 children in your honor.
Don't be silly, Matt. It was only 3.
Oh,
And a boat in effigy.
right. Also, the lunatics get to have a party. That's cool.
And
They'll burn
and the
children
people-
in your honor. They'll
and the
allow you to
people-
genocide about 600 animals.
So you've got to understand what happened was there was a little bit of it was a sacrifice that went on to protect the prince, because if those kids didn't burn in that altar, then the Irish would have killed him.
Well, Tox, here's a great thing. All right. The replay is just as good as if you catch it live. In fact, it works better, even better as a podcast. So you're playing a game or you're doing something and you need something to play in
Did
the
you make
background.
sure that Tox was on your correct channel?
It doesn't matter. I'm still trying to get the spell out. It works better, even better if you're like playing a game, just wanted something to play in the background and you're doing work. This is a perfect stream to have going.
Cox isn't on the right channel.
Anyway, you guys have anything else?
You want to put in that link for the right channel so that he can adjust?
I feel like they were trying to have a Viking funeral in reverse. They did all the burning and then he never died.
You shouldn't talk that way about Mad.
Oh.
Matt had a Viking funeral in reverse.
Wasn't even on water, you dummy.
That's why it was reversed.
Neither were
I
the
bet you
kids.
wish it
Remember they were on like a streak.
All right,
You're on a
so
fake boat.
last thought, and you can this goes over the whole arc. Chad, starting with you.
The Fenians were, outside of O'Reilly, the least accomplished, most well-funded, well-trained group of people I've ever read about. That's like they had access to military training, military arms, large numbers of soldiers, and they did nothing.
Plenty of practice.
Yep. So
Grant.
Yeah, this is the history of my country. It's only one of many things. So the moral of the story is, don't let the Irish in.
Oh, believe me, Grant, I'm not done with your country. Wills and Burke may come into play. There's a few out there. I may even talk about your hero, Ned Kelly.
He was also Irish.
Yes, he was.
True. Punk, anything from you, sir?
It's been quite an interesting woven tale. Yeah, it's a shame that they didn't try to actually invade Australia, because who knows who would have gotten the country.
Right. I think if they would have kidnapped the prince, they would have had a better chance than trying to try to get Canada.
Yeah. I mean, they could have tried ransom. They could have.
Weird Eastern people? No, east of America, Ireland is.
We only talked about Chinese
That's-
people like once
That's
or
the beauty
twice.
of living on a globe, Poe. We're both east and west of America.
What was that, Slender?
I already said my piece. You motherfucker.
Who was that? What was that? I gotta take back control from you guys. This is ridiculous.
You know which one it is.
I have no clue.
Stop it.
All right, I'm taking everybody's control. How do I get that off? What is? I'm trying to end it. Where was I at, Punk? You did it, Brahma.
I appreciate that they fought in the Civil War. I'm not sure that I appreciate that the Fenians fought on both sides of the Civil War just for training for their own stuff. And I really don't appreciate that they lost a piece of America to Canada, of all places.
Yeah, that was the one thing that we all agree that was bad. Other than
The
that,
one thing.
I mean,
name
that
7 others.
directly affected us in America. The rest of it was all them being idiots
know.
everywhere else.
Right?
Killing random
tariffs
people
on
when they bombed a wall for
Where?
prison.
But that happened in Australia. so-
Exactly.
No, I think that one happened in.
That happened in tonight's story.
No, that was in England.
But
They-
which
Okay,
still
then
is
it's
not
still
America.
in England. It's not
Yeah.
America.
Listen,
America
those Irish
first.
came over here and they took our gerbs.
Well, at
And then
least
they
they were.
lost our land. And then they attacked Canada.
At least they were consistent. They run around disorganized and blowing stuff up, right?
They continued that for quite a while
At
afterwards,
least they
actually.
didn't burn any kids.
Yeah.
They always made sure that they parked the cars in front of empty shop. You know what? We're done with the Irish.
The Irish for years.
For a while. I think next week I may do the 1904 Olympics, my favorite Olympics. I got a couple of other things that we could do, but you'll see it when you see it. So we do this every Tuesday at 9:15 p.m. Central. That's it.
The sigh because of the time change.
Yeah.
But thanks everybody for being here. Make sure to subscribe and on the new channel, share this out, blah blah blah. Hit the bell, you know the things, and do the things. So if we don't see you back here, we'll see you way up there. Say goodbye to my wife. I'll say hello to yours. If you're not being beamed up,
You're being beamed down.
all right, buckle up, my kittens. It's time to go. Stay
Savory
Gucci, my
and delicious.
kangaroos.
Salacious.
Meow.
Machiavelli production.
Listen now, Mr. Kansas law dog. Law don't go around here. Savvy? Yeah. Yeah, that's real good, law dog, because law just don't go around here.
They keep on calling me, want me to put it down. Oh, baby, run to me, don't go from smile to frown. Hey, law dog, law don't go around here. And I say, hey, law doggy, law don't go around here. You're no daisy at all. And I say, hey, law doggy, law don't go around here. You're no daisy at all.
I want you to know it's over. Well, bye.